And welcome to Collective University tonight, you guys. Kimberly, Jacquees, Myron, Nia, Donovan. Oh my goodness, we have author here. We have Jaden, Bradley, Tanika. What's going on, Tanika? We got Brenace, we got Victoria, Bernita, Sarah, Aaliyah. What's going on, Aaliyah girl? We got Georgina in the chat, Miss Jamila. Jamila. That's my girl. We got Javon in the house. We got Jatasia in the house. We got Christine in the house. What's going on, you guys? Hello, hello, hello. It's such a pleasure to be back with you guys once again for Collective University. If you guys are brand new to this call this evening, this call is something that we have established. Give me a second, you guys. There we go. This is a call that we have established moving forward as of last Sunday, every single Sunday night at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. evening, we're going to have Collective University. And Collective University is going to position you guys, it's going to allow you guys to be able to take your life to the next level, not just your business, your life, your mindset, your spirit, your mentality, your energy, of course, your finances along the way, and just your expertise and your skill set. So if you're new here to the call tonight, congratulations, and also welcome to you all. So tonight's going to be super, super fun. If you're brand new to this call, if you missed last week's call was pretty much just a breakdown and a run through of exactly what it is that you guys will expect moving forward here at Collective University, what you guys will receive, what you guys can absorb into, and a community that you guys can also be yourself, a community where you can open up, a community where you can connect with people maybe on another level that you may not be able to, maybe other communities. I'm not quite sure. But whatever that looks like for you guys, I am super excited and I'm super honored to be here today. But let's get into it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started before we get into all the excited things. I want to talk about, I want to talk about, give me a second here. Let me know if you guys can see my screen okay. Let me know if you guys can see my screen okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Awesome. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and just do a little play. There we go. All right. See, I'm getting used to having my two monitors when it comes down to presentations, but that's not what this is about. Just give me one quick second. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I want to go over some wins you guys this week, and don't judge the layout of this don't judge the layout. See, it did a little funky thing here. But I want to congratulate the wins that we've had so far for July. We have some brand new individuals, we have some fire individual, we have some amazing individuals, we have some seasonal individuals. However, I want to give a big shout out to these individuals here for the month so far of July. Today is July 27th. The month is about to end, you guys, and I just want to congratulate Precious. I want to congratulate Bradley and Sherilyn, who just left out of the country to a wedding for the next week. So she won't be on this call tonight. Miss Julie, right there in that beautiful blue blazer, who's also attending a wedding, but not out of the country. So she won't be able to attend tonight. We have also Patrice. Patrice is a former nurse, still a nurse, one of Miss Nia's partners as well. She works very closely with Nia, and she's had some amazing wins this month. I want to give a big shout out to Brenace as well, because Brenace is showing up super consistent. Aaliyah girl, I am impressed. Okay, Aaliyah is an individual, you guys, who came aboard not too long ago. But not only that, she has a huge community, and she's a very powerful woman. She's a woman that's able to set standards for other women, provide other women resources. So not only did she come over with herself, she's brought a couple people with her that's been been able to already have success. So shout out to you, Aaliyah girl. Bernita, I want to give a big shout out to you. You are so consistent. You show up each and every single day. Nikita, I want to say I saw her on. I don't know if I see her on right now, but I have to give a big shout out to her because she is consistent, shows up every single day, and is a part of the community. We have Jamila. Jamila is also a nurse, you guys. Sherilyn's a nurse as well. So we have a couple nurses here on the screen. She does this opportunity. She talks to her coworkers, her friends, her family. She's a great individual. She's also a mother and a woman that I have a lot of respect for. I also want to give a big shout out to Miss Jaden. Can we do a drum roll? Can we do a drum roll in the chat? Some drum rolls, please. Some drum rolls, please. Because Jaden, you guys, Jaden is a brand new agent here with us. Not even within her first 30 days. And whew, can somebody say woo in the chat? Can somebody say gee? Like, my goodness, girl. Like, who are you? Who are you? You know, coming in the chat, dropping over 20K in your first month, dang near 30K. Like, how? Like, what? I'll clap for you, baby girl. That is amazing. Congratulations, mama. I know you are a mother. I know you have a baby boy. And I actually seen him not too long ago sitting next to you. It's so much respect for you, girl. So much to see how you come in and do your thing. So, you guys, I want to give a shout out to everybody that you guys see here on this screen. These are amazing individuals who are striving for more, for greatness, and they are after something. So, it is a beautiful thing to be able to see people come in and win. Larry, I don't see him on the call, but Larry's also a father, a husband, and he is an amazing individual as well. So, Larry, if you are watching this replay, big shout out to you, Larry, as well. So without further ado, I want to get into tonight's topic, you guys. I want to talk about what we're getting into. And the main thing that I want you guys to understand is our topic tonight is our skill set pays us. And you want to put this down on a pen, a paper, your notepad, because this is very vital information that can truly take you from one level of your life to another level of your life. I want you guys to understand no matter where you are at in the space of the industry or in your life, in your personal life, in your relationships, in your day to day living, wherever you guys are at, one thing that I need you guys to grab this concept is our skill set, no matter where we are in life, pays us, right? We have some very great individuals on this call that are skilled in nursing, right? They went to school, they got a degree in it, and they're able to become very, very skilled in this space, right? And that skill set does pay them. Just like we have also life insurance agents, we have real estate agents, right? We have tax professionals, we have car salesmen, we have financial advisors. Their skill set pays them, you guys, but their mindset is what allows them to sustain. Okay. So tonight we're going to be bridging mindset and we're going to be bridging mastery together. Okay. So we want to bridge mindset, we want to bridge mastery. I'm so sorry. Give me 2 seconds, you guys, because I think what happened here, I'm gonna pause this for 2 seconds. Nia, I'm gonna allow you to I would love for you, excuse me, if you can unmute really quick while I'm fixing this. Um, and I'm going to fix this screen really quick. I don't like how it's a little gibbered up. Give me 2 seconds here, you guys. Let me get this situated. Let me see here. Sorry about that, you guys.
Well, while you're doing that, I actually have something that I just want to just say. Shout out to the whole team, and everybody. I just want to remind everybody, like in certain industries that we hop into, like you are hired to do a job, but you're wired a certain way, and you may be paid to do a job, but you were made to serve a purpose. So you guys, when you find what's in your makeup and you actually wake up and then take that up, I promise you, you guys will level up. Okay. So I just want to give a shout out to this whole team. Everybody is pouring into not just one another, but collectively pouring into themselves day in and day out and finding out what they're wired for. So I just wanted to, jump in and share the good news, and spread to everybody to keep doing what you're doing the way that you're doing it.
My goodness. Thank you, author. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Somebody dropped some fire in the chat. That was a word, a very wise word of wisdom as well. As you guys can see here, this was the correct slide. You see how it's not funky looking? But what we'll do here is I'll take you guys to the power of both, right? The power of our skill set that pays us, but our mindset that is able to sustain us, you guys, okay? And I want you guys to understand here, okay? Skill set makes us money, right? But our mindset makes you keep your money. Okay. I'm a big, firm believer, and not everybody may pick up on this belief, right? And that's okay. However, I believe that you either earn your way, you either serve your way, or you either pay your way into good relationships. Can somebody write that out on their piece of paper? Drop that in the chat. I believe that you either earn your way, serve your way, or pay your way into good relationships. And this is a philosophy, you guys, that I have been living by for the last maybe 2.5 years. Okay. Just really quick side note. Maybe if I wasn't able to earn my way, I mean, pay my way into an environment because it was out of the price range that I can afford, how can I possibly serve this person into that relationship versus paying my way into that relationship, right? How could I possibly, maybe I can't serve them, but maybe I can earn a position by showing them what I'm capable of, right? Or maybe I just have to pay, right? This is a mindset. I believe that we either earn, serve, or pay our way into good relationships. But I do want you to understand, you guys, that our skill set is what gets us in the room. Okay. But the number one thing that we do not want to do in life, no matter what it is that we are doing. Okay. This is not a topic of just life insurance in this moment at all. Okay. There's the power of having both skill set and mindset. But I want you guys to understand that you don't ever want to get into a position where you let your money outgrow you. Okay, right? Because what happens is we develop such a strong skill set, become a very hard worker, right? It's almost like those people that say they don't care about money, but they go to work every day and clock into a job Monday through Friday and give that place 8 hours but they don't care about money, right? But our skill set can get us in rooms. Our skill set can help us pay our bills. Our skill set can allow us to go take our families to like fancy dinners or whatever that might look like for you. But you never want to get in a position where you let your money outgrow you. And the reason why I say that is because your net worth, you guys. I need you guys to grab this concept. I need you guys to write this down and I need you guys to remember this. Your net worth will never outweigh your self-worth. And that is exactly why that we can't be so caught up within skill set, not allowing ourselves to understand that if I don't match that with mindset and personal development, I will not be able to keep it. Or I will be that person that's, somewhat rich in life, right? But I have no quality relationships. I have no husband. I have no wife, right? I don't have friends. Like, I don't want to be 80, 90 years old and my funeral comes. And because I made all this money in my life, but I didn't understand the power of mindset and personal development, personal growth, because all I was focusing on is mastering skill set. Now, here I am laying to rest, and there's not even 6 people to carry me. There's nobody around because all I was worried about all my entire life was my skill set. But I want you guys to understand that your mindset determines how long you're going to stay in that room, that environment, that mental space, and those connections and those relationships. Those really good relationships that you've come across, yeah? those really amazing people that want nothing from you. They are just genuinely a good person that want to see you win, that wants to see you have success, that wants to see you go to the next level of life with no desire to want anything back from you, right? Your mindset will determine how long you're able to stay a part of those people, those environments, and in those rooms. Can somebody drop mindset in the chat? That's not my dog, you guys. I don't have a dog. It's my brother's dog. I'm babysitting. Now, I want you guys to now think of this in life insurance for a moment because we all are in the same industry in this call, right? But most agents lose momentum not from lack of skills, but lack of mindset. Nia, I see you shaking your head. I think me and you actually had a conversation about this earlier. Like, and no names to be said, but like, share like what I remember you said to me exactly like that same thing. There's people who could be good, but they just have a lack of mindset.
Yes, we definitely did speak about this earlier. It's basically like you said, it's showing your mindset because you can have challenges that you may face, and the job still has to get done. So you definitely have to find ways around it to still get the job done. Just because you have a challenge that you may face doesn't mean that you just kind of stop. It's just like a barrier just to see like kind of how you're gonna figure out ways to maneuver around it. So it's definitely a mindset thing. You can't let that one obstacle that comes in your way allow you to stop doing what the job is. So yeah.
We've seen that actually happen a couple of times because me and Mia have actually been on this journey together for I believe we're going on 3 years now or whatnot. And we've seen a lot of people come and go. Like me and her have seen so many people come and go. Because not because they didn't have a skill set, but it was truly due to the lack of mindset. They didn't believe in themselves. And do you guys know what the definition of believe means? It means to accept something as true. That is the dictionary vocabulary, Googleable, dictionary.com definition for belief. So you're telling me that if I tell Nia, because I'm on East Coast and Nia's on Central Time, right? Nia, it's 8:30. She's gonna tell me, no, it's not. It's 7:30. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And I'm gonna say, no, I believe it is 8:30. I accepted something as true. Nia also accepted something as true. Belief and faith, right? Faith, right? Because this belief is the number one thing that I had to understand. But faith is to completely trust, to have trust and confidence in someone or something, right? But belief, I believe, I accept as true that I can become wealthy, or accept as true that I can change the trajectory of my family tree. Right? I remember in my early entrepreneurial journey, and I'm just speaking from experience, you guys. I remember when I used to be around like these heavy hitters and in the opportunities I used to plug myself into. I'm like, wow, like they've created a lot of success, or they've helped a lot of people, they've served a lot of people to get to this point. In this industry, you're not going to make it very far without understanding the idea that you are in a serving industry, right? So I'm like, wow, like you've served over 2,000 individuals, and now here you are in your life today, right? But they used to always say at these conferences and on these Zoom calls, like, you just have to believe in yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna believe in myself. I had all the motivation on the call, right? Like right now on the call, we might be a little motivated. But when we get off this call, within 30 minutes of exiting out the Zoom, are you still going to have that same type of motivation? right? And that's when you have to understand that I have to truly work on what I believe, right? I have to believe that I am capable of becoming successful in this business, in this opportunity that I signed up for. And I just want you guys to write it down on a sticky note, on a notepad. Belief equals to accept something as true. So, as of today and moving forward, I'm going to accept as true that I am capable of winning in this industry. Okay? Because we can't always train our hands and, pick up scripts and become the smartest in the room. It's not always about, honestly, you guys being the smartest in the room. Right? Like, have you ever heard that saying, like, how, like, there's people who never went to college and never went to high school and like they don't really have degrees, but they're wealthy individuals, not rich, but wealthy. Like skill set doesn't always mean everything all the time. Now you need a skill set, don't get me wrong. But can you really truly believe that you are deserving? Do you even accept as true that you can write the 5 policies a week? All you got to do is accept it as true and watch things work out for you. And a lot of us, some of us are in the same community. A few of us on this call are in a community called the 7 figure agent community. And that is a coach of mine who taught me truly how to believe in myself. Because on this call and in Collective University, we're going to be transparent. At least I will be. And I was in a lot of opportunities. I was that girl that was like super argumentative. Like, no, that's wrong. The quote says this and the quote says that, but my bank account said that. Right. And I was like super smart, read all the books, super knowledgeable, knew a lot of authors, but like my bank account just didn't justify all that studying and, time that I put into that. Right. But I remember going to my coach at the time, Damon, and I was like, man, like, I feel like a worthless nobody. Like, I have these 2 kids. I cannot figure out how to get on my own 2 feet with them on my side. Like, I just feel worthless. And he was like, well, first, I need you to understand what believing even means to even say you believe or to create a goal that you believe in. And second, we're going to work on positive and the power of self-talk because what you say when you talk to yourself is extremely important. So, all in all, I want to ask you guys, what's your current ratio? I believe that some of us are overdeveloped in certain areas or underdeveloped in certain areas. I can identify and tell you guys, I remember when I was overdeveloped in, I just told you guys, mindset. I was the girl who had the mindset. You didn't have to convince, but the skill, like that was the part. Like it was no focus. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. This is about to make me super excited, right? But I was introduced to a company that is called network marketing. If you guys know Stormy Wellington, that's a network marketing lady. If you guys know the Mary Kay makeup brand, that's network marketing. It's been around since before I was born in 1999, right? Have you guys ever heard of the Herbalife brand, those workout fitness? You ever see it says Herbalife? That's network marketing. Have you guys ever heard of Jim Rohn? He was in network marketing. Have you ever heard of John Maxwell, #1 leader in the world? Network marketing, right? And because I was exposed to network marketing, the #1 thing in network marketing, you guys, honestly, is they teach you how to be extremely powerful in the mind. Like life insurance is a skilled business. So a lot of the calls you're going to get on is how to be skillful, how to properly perfect your script, how to say your objection correctly, blah, 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 that, blah, 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 that. But that's over developing in skill, but you have a lack of mindset. And that's what positions you to not have success in the business. And that's what positions people to say, I don't think this is for me. So what I'm saying here is I was the person that was overdeveloped in personal development. I had some faith, but I had a little bit of focus. and my focus correlated to my skill set. So I want you guys to, this little chart, this little graph, 12.5% of focus, I want you to correlate that to that skill set. So obviously, we're all life insurance agents. So for us, we have to develop a skill in our scripts, our presentations, our closing, right? Our dial, all those things, right? So you can be a very, 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 very educated, very, very smart, very powerful individual in knowledge, but you have a lack of focus when it comes to your skill set. And that's why you don't see success happening as you would like. When I'm talking about success, I just mean the financial success. You may be very smart. You may be very in tuned with yourself. Maybe you're a very spiritual person and you have that discipline and faith and focus and confidence, but like you lack in skill set, and that's what's not taking you to the next level, because my skill set is my focus and I'm not focused. I'm too busy trying to juggle maybe too many things at one time, or I'm too busy learning every day. I'm not actually focused in my skill set. Like, I'm a very educated, smart person, but I'm not able to create income, right? So growth happens when all of it's in sync. Drop some twos in the chat if you guys are still following me, okay? Is this boring? Is this boring, you guys? Should I end it early? So I do want to talk a little more about skill set, because I was the person that didn't have a skill set, but I had the mindset, right? But I believe it's important to understand how the two correlates with each other. But first things first, we are all in the life insurance industry on the call. So in Collective University, you guys will sometimes receive skill set conversations. But then, of course, we'll be talking about other things. In this moment, let's chat about the skill set. So us as insurance agents, we have a skill set in our learning the script. That is a skill set that we have to like grab onto. Like, when I was first introduced to Damon, like, I didn't, if you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys something if you don't know. I first met Damon. Damon entrusted Michael and Jalen with me and said, here's this girl. She's super powerful. I trust you to take care of her. So when I went to Damon, I didn't really have a script skill set. When I went to Damon, mastering a dial, what? I didn't even know what that was. Perfecting the pitch? What do you mean pitch? I thought pitch is when we go, like, I thought that was a pitch. Like objections, handling objections. Like, what is an objection? So you're telling me that somebody's gonna tell me no, and I never been in this space before, and I gotta figure out how to tell people yes, and you need this, right? And then like the whole following up, right? So now let's go back to it. Our skill set is learning the script. It's mastering the dials. I want you guys to understand, when I first started this business, I'm gonna give me a second. When I first started this business, you guys, right? When I first started, my skill set was super valuable. Like, it was important to me to master a skill. It was important to me to master a skill set. It was, because again, I had the mindset. I could speak very good, because network marketing taught me how to like not be socially awkward. So I don't want you guys to look at me today and think like, oh, she's like I'm not. I used to be very socially awkward. I'll tell you why. Let me get very intimate really quick with you. I was in a very abusive relationship that it was very abusive mentally, physically, and verbally. So I was that woman who was like this, like all the time. Like, when you be like a dog, like think about those dogs that get abused. You walk up to the dog, it's scared. It's scared, right? I was her. So I had to create. And I want you guys to understand that you have to create. I have no expectations to see somebody that's brand new to this experience, this information, the industry, to think you're going to have it all together. You're going to be top notch in your mindset. I don't expect you to have a skill. I don't even expect you to understand how to properly believe in yourself just yet. Because I remember when I got connected with Damon, I didn't know how to do any of those things. But one thing that I will tell you guys is I was absolutely willing. I was willing to make the sacrifices, to change, to believe in myself, to not be so sheltered and traumatized from my abuse that I've experienced, right? Now, when you meet me, or if a person meets me in public and they see me being vocal and loud and putting my face of makeup on and dressing up and doing my hair, they don't assume or just come to me and see me like this. Like now I'm like walking in rooms with my head high because I've been able to understand, I've been able to identify whose I am and who I am, which allowed me to walk differently, which allowed me to talk differently, which allowed me to take rejection differently, which allowed me to take redirection differently. Reason, season, lifetime. So let's get back to the skill set. That was my vulnerable moment with you guys. Rebrand yourself 100%. Now, when I first started, I was on dials at 8 a.m., right? I was on dials by 8 a.m. every morning. But I'm going to tell you guys why a little deeper. When I first got connected with Damon, I was living at my mom's house, my mother and father's house, not just my mom. My dad joined the call one day, guys, and he texted me on the side. He was like, hello. Because I was telling the Zoom, like, yeah, I was living at my mom's house. He's like, why do you tell people you was living with your mom? Like, you were living with your mom and dad. I'm like, you're right, dad. Let me start saying it differently. So I was living with my mom and dad, and we have a they had a 4 bedroom home. So they shared a bedroom. I have 2 little brothers, one who's 18 and one who's like 11 or 12, one who's 17. He's going to his senior year of high school this year. And I love them to death. I love treating them like they're my own, right? Giving them experiences, all the things, you know. However, they had their own room. So when I moved in, I had to move my dad like out of his office space because that was his office space. And like I moved into that bedroom with both of the boys. So like we shared a dresser, you know, I had like my desk. I had a crib with the time when I first moved in because he was a baby. He was a crib, a bed, a desk, a portable dresser because this was an office room. Like this wasn't like a bedroom. It was an office room. So like my mom and dad were able to find me like the portable dressers. And so we got a portable dresser. But I remember like in Justin Owens in that video, he was like, I remember when I had one of those portable dressers and it all fell down and I just felt like my life was collapsing. And it reminded me of when I moved back home and that was my life. And where am I going with this, you guys? I had to remember that through all of that, it's time for you to push through. You're in a storm, like in that video, like Justin was saying, there's so many of us in the storm. But when we get through this, Caitlin, I need you, Caitlin, I need you to look back, KB, and remember all the people that were there with you on this journey with you, and just pay attention to how, because we all have storms, honey. We all have storms, mama. We all have storms, sir, man, my guy. I know it. Like we all have them. Like it's very ignorant for me or to for anybody on this call to think that their next person on this call doesn't have a storm happening in their life. No matter how they show up, how they dress, how they present themselves, or how they talk. Like Justin Owen said, some people have public success and private challenges. It's vice versa. Some people have public challenges and private success, like whatever, right? So I say all that to say, because I knew I needed to get out of that. I didn't want to keep being in that storm. And it was a storm. And I knew I wasn't perfect. I knew I couldn't cry about it. You know why? Because there were so many other people in a storm. There were so many other single women or women, and that was my challenge, maybe not yours. I had to think about it. I am not the only woman who couldn't leave a abusive situation because she didn't have financial resources to leave, because she fully, depended on a man to provide, because, that's like what they say to do, right? After a while, like whatever. Um, so I couldn't leave. So I'm like, wait a second. I have a house to live in. I have a bed to lay my head on. I have a refrigerator that I can walk to get some cold water. I have my brothers. That's love. I have my mom and dad. That is love. I may not have been financially rich, but I was rich in love in that time. And I need you guys to start observing, and I need you guys to start checking yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself and start observing what it is that you do have. Because you may not be rich in the bank in this moment, but if you're rich in love, that's what matters. And I was. And I had to stop being a person who like complained about everything and just wasn't happy because she didn't have the apartment that she saw the other person on Instagram have, or the home, or the relationship, or the marriage with the kids. I have 2 kids, right? That I separated from, right? Both of my children, you guys, have 2 different fathers. The things that were going through my head in that time of my life, I don't want to be a third one. You guys know what I mean? A third one? That is ghetto. This is vulnerability, you guys. That is ghetto. Okay. For me, it was. But I'm like, I can't cry about it. I can pick myself up, brush myself off, become more beautiful on the outside and on the inside, develop my brain, and work on my bank account. I did all of them things. So I want to talk about skill set with you guys, because I need you guys to understand, when I was at home, I was dialing by 8:30 a.m. I barely joined the True Wealth 9 a.m. calls or the 8:30 a.m. calls. I was on a mission, right? So I want you guys to do the same things. 300 dials, right? Start at 8 a.m., right? Whoever your coach is, whoever told you what to do, just do it. But start early. Be careful joining the Zoom, because also, you guys, somebody else may be on the call. So like, let's say you join in at 8:30 or you don't get until 10. Just be careful when joining in, because like somebody might be on a call as well. Like, they just want to mute out. Just be careful. Um, the dial session is truly used to dial. So like, when I got on the dial session at 8 a.m., you guys, I used it to dial. So I don't want you guys to come in there to like hang out, in a sense. Like, there's literally no point in being, unless you're like brand new, like you're brand new, you're onboarding, you're going through new agent training, that's different. But like, other than that, the goal is to like work, because you signed up in the industry to get paid here, and you said that you wanted this to work for you, right? So my advice would be to go in from 8 a.m. to 12, right? Those are very prime times, 8 to 12 in the morning, then stop. Don't dial anymore until 3, because now you give yourself time to do the rest, lunch. If you were anything like me, I took 30, 45-hour naps all the time, and nobody knew. Jesus rested, and so can I. That's how I look at it. So I worked those 8 to 12, I would be on the phones dialing, but then I would rest, get food, take time, and then go back in from, if you're like have kids at school, maybe your kids get out at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So you went from 8 to 12, or you can go from like 8 to 1, and then from 2 to like 5 or 6. That could be the time you're getting your food, you're getting stuff done around the house, you're picking the kids up from school. And that can be the time when you decide, all right, I'm back home. let me get back into these prime time hours and just run this business consistently and show up. No matter if you join the Zoom call and you don't see any of your 8 other business partners on the call. I'd be darned if I let somebody else not being a call a reason why I don't get paid. So I remember when I would join the Zoom calls and there wasn't really a lot of people there. Oh well. If you show up, you'll be the #1 earner, right? They don't show up. That's why they're not, right? So #1 thing too is record presentations. This is all skill set really quick, you guys. Just in case like somebody else is doing a dial and you can't unmute, record yourself. So before I had a second device, I had like a really old tablet that I was able to press record on. So anytime, I promise you, my first week in this business, I had a client pick up at 8:35 a.m. and I sold them because I dialed at 8:30. And this was like old Miss Betty. She's up early. She wakes up at 7. She takes her pills. You know these. If you guys have grandparents, if you guys have elders in your life, they be up early. They have to get their morning medicine in. Sometimes they'll eat breakfast, sometimes they won't. They're in achy and painy because they slept all night. Now they're like getting their body reacclimated. Here it's the morning time. I need my morning medication. But that's when you can catch them. So I remember by 8 every day. So I know you guys see me today. And I know you guys see me not at 8 o'clock, but that's because I positioned myself to be here. I want you guys to understand positioning. You either earn, serve, or pay. You either got time or you got money. You either have time or money, or you earn, serve, or pay. But you can't, have a strong mindset and like just be so good in speaking but not understand like I have to grab in my skill set. You know why? Because there's people to take care of. I can't be selfish. Bills have to be paid. My children need me. And you can think of your topics. Maybe you have a grandmother who you have to take care of. You guys know I always say this. I desire to make sure that when I'm in like my 40-year-old age, 50-year-old age, right? Me, that my mom and dad, who's gonna probably be like 70, late 70s, I always tell you guys this story. I desire to make sure that my mom and dad are taken care of. Rather, they're in my home when they're that age, or rather, I am able to pay a nurse lots of money an hour. I don't mind being able to pay a nurse an hourly salary. I mean, like, hey, a yearly salary to make sure that my parents are getting the best quality care because my grandmother didn't have that. And I watched my grandmother go alone by herself. And I wasn't at the age to take care of her and bring her into my home. I didn't even have my own. That bothered me to see that wasn't positioned for her. So because of that, honor my parents. I want to honor, but I also love them. I desire to do that, and that's not going to be cheap when I have 2 kids to take care of, plus the extra kids I might have one day when I get married again. Never been married, but get married, right? Hey, get away. I'm sorry, guys. My dog, sorry. Um, However, you guys see where I'm going there, right? So let's get back into it. So I just want you guys to understand that in the beginning you have to put into the work. But remember in the call last Sunday, I said 6 months of consistency, grind, and focus could put you 6 years ahead. That is a very true statement. 6 months of consistency, grind, and focus. So I like to say it like this, like wherever I'm at in life right now, and I know I need to get to the next level, or I know I'm suffering financially, like I will go, like I think of it like this: we should go ghost. We should go ghost. Take a step back to have a setup for a better comeback. No. Go. 2 seconds back. Sorry. A setback to have a setup for a better comeback, right? So I believe strongly and I believe boldly and adapting, you guys, making those changes, recognize where you are right now and figuring out what steps and actions that you can do starting tomorrow to change the game. I don't think I would have made a sale if I like that if I didn't start at 8 a.m. I don't think I would have had success with True Wealth as quickly as I did. This is transparently speaking, if I didn't start at 8 a.m. and like really work this business like a job. But I don't work it like a job anymore. I don't do 8 a.m. anymore. I'm not doing 7 hour dialings like I used to, but I did temporarily have to do that. So, like, I don't want you guys to get it twisted. You guys want to do 20K in deposits, 30K in deposits in your bank account? Show up every day. It's possible. I'm no special person. I was just somebody who was able to say and make a decision, right? So, I'm going to go ahead back here and share this for you guys. Let me know and drop it too in the chat if you guys can see my screen, okay? Perfect. You guys can see? Awesome. So we talked about our skill set is our toolbox. So you guys now understand and I can identify everything you need to do and everything in your toolbox to carry around to develop a powerful skill set. But we have to understand as well that strengthening our mindset is powerful. So let's say you're somebody who's really good in skill, but maybe you're lacking in mindset, and that's okay. Okay. However, I want you guys to understand there's a few key components that you can take over and start adding into your life right now. Hey, Nia, I think you're a co-host. Do you see people adding in the screen? Okay.
Yep, I just got her. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I believe that these components, like if you want to write these down, these are some things that I did. But to strengthen our mindset, if you have a skill, I believe that daily discipline, a stop, sorry, daily discipline. So that's following our day-to-day schedule over the feelings we have because emotions are temporarily and sometimes your thoughts are lying to you. Hey, stop. Sometimes our thoughts are lying to us, right? Sometimes our feelings are telling a story. So I believe that no matter what, you should just follow the daily discipline. So for me, waking up daily, when I was living at home, I would have these moments where I'd wake up randomly at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or be like, I went to bed and then like I'm up at 3. When I would wake up randomly at like 3 a.m. or if I would have these early mornings, right? I would journal pen to paper. And I know I showed you guys on the last call, but like what I would do is I would find something that resonated. John Maxwell, Eric Worre, Jim Rohn, um, Eric Thomas, Stormy Wellington, not TD Jakes. What's his name? Les Brown. People like that were speakers and really great at motivation. I would pull them up on YouTube. It was a 30-minute video, put my phone down to pen to paper. Everything that was said by these people, I would write it if it resonated with me. And when you're writing a pen to paper, something about it, I don't know if this is a subconscious thing, I don't really know, but it's something about you being able to really like soak in it more because you're writing it down. And I believe in personal development every day. How many of you guys personally develop every day? I think it's so important. And I believe, and I heard in one of my favorite speakers, Stormy Wellington, she said this, Kanai. And it means constant and never ending state of improvement. So to me, personal development means it doesn't, personal development has nothing to do with life insurance sales or any opportunity you're in. This has everything to do with your self-confidence, everything to do with your character, your integrity, the way you speak. How many of you guys have been in a place before where you're like, man, I just want to learn how to like speak better and like deliver messages better. Like I remember like I when I told you guys I was very socially awkward due to my situation. Well, I also remember when I was like, man, I just would love to be able to like speak without like being shy and or like having to think about what needs to be said, but it all came from reading. So number one, if you ever heard, reading does enhance our vocabulary. Like they taught us that in school. But in real life today, let's say you want to enhance vocabulary, they say read more. So what I did was I read. So I highlight in my books because it's my book. It's not going on a library shelf. The book's for me. I have it to study. It's not there to look aesthetically. So when I read books, like when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, just an example, just the first book I'm looking at, I see anything that was powerful in the book, I got my highlighter and highlighted the sentence, and it helps you remember, it helps you retain. But I do believe that being in a constant and never ending state of improvement is extremely powerful because when there's slow seasons, your faith that you have in that slow season, it just becomes easier. Like you go about the day differently. Like God's gonna handle it. I'm not even worried. Like I ain't even stress about it. Like, oh man, like that check didn't come when I wanted it to, but listen, God, I know you never leave or forsake me. And maybe, whoever your God is, but it doesn't matter. Like being able to personally development allows you to have more emotional intelligence. That's a real fact. Like emotional intelligence. Also, I would read up on that. How can me as a woman, as a male, as somebody who desires to become very successful in business, but also desires to have a very successful marriage, a very successful life with my children, a very successful life with my parents. Maybe we didn't start off the best, but how can I create that before they go? Relationships are everything, right? But I believe that if we can figure out how to become more emotionally intelligent and more emotionally aware by personally developing and reading, you will see that when the seasons is slow and when you're in winter, because everybody goes through winter, even the most richest people and wealthiest people in the world, we all will have that season of winter. But it's easier for them. Things just work out smoother and easier for them. 100% because of their emotional intelligence, their awareness, and their personal development that they've done. Now, it also allows you to have confidence in chaos, right? Emotional intelligence, once again, because when things are very chaotic, and Nia, you've seen me in very chaotic spaces, and like I would still highly function. Like I would function like crazy, but like it would be so chaotic, right?
Yes. We were just talking about this actually earlier today because myself, as a full transparent moment, this month, definitely coming from last month, of being like number one in the agency this month, as you can see, my numbers aren't as good. But me and Katie just had to talk earlier about still having the mindset and still relying and having that faith that God is going to work it out. Some of the policies, like she said, had them hung up, so to say, not pay out, so to say, but still, you would never think that I still produced last week, I still produced the week before that. Like you never know. So you just got to continue to keep the faith and just consistency. And long as like we continue to show up, I kept showing up for myself. I couldn't just cry like, oh my gosh, my policy didn't come through, you know. um, you still have to continue to keep it pushing because if you stop, that's when things stop. As long as you don't stop and keep motion, like I said earlier, take the E out of motion and have motion, you'll be fine. You just can't take it personal. And like I said in my first call last week, you're gonna cry. You're gonna have some days where you cry. Men, women, all of us, we're human. So you definitely gotta just keep it pushing and just have faith and trust the process that it's gonna continue. Believe in yourself, and you'll be okay.
You will. And I literally watched Nia do it over and over again, like time and time again. And I say that because I've been on this journey with her for like so long. Like I've known her for a while now, and I've literally seen transition. I've seen her be in trials and tribulations, but like literally push through. And next day, it's like super sunny for her. It's like sun is shining. I'm like, girl, isn't God so good, right? He is real. But it also has to do with our faith because faith without works is dead. And I believe, it's kind of disrespectful if you're a believer to our Father, if you're a believer, to walk around not in faith. And, faith to me means when everything looks chaotic and when everything looks ugly, I still wake up happy, excited, and thank God for today and full of gratitude. That is faith, to know that everything's going to be all right. And you have to genuinely really move in that. And if you're not, now I question, how strong are you in faith? It's not even about skill set mindset. Now it's about, like, if you're a believer, right? And again, I'm not pushing my beliefs on anybody on this call, but I'm just saying that's how I was able to get through my trials even harder, because I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I literally have nobody to count on but God. And now that I realize that, I can't sit here and wake up depressed and go about my day sad in a sense, or unhappy, because the Lord, my God, He's going to see that in every move I make. And now my blessings might just take a little bit longer because now He has to show me that I need to have more faith. That's how I look at it. So I believe that long term is way better than the short term emotion you have. So no matter what you're feeling in the business, in life, maybe it's not life, maybe it's, excuse me, maybe it's not your business itself, maybe it's not your work life, maybe it's just the goals that you're setting out for yourself to complete, to make sure in the next 10, 15, and 20 years, you're living the life that you've set out for yourself in today. In 2025, when we're in 2035 and we're living in 2040, you will be proudly be able to say, I'm so happy that I looked over for the long term and then focused in that short term emotion, because now here I am. And I believe that you strongly will arrive way before your money does. Remember, me personally, I had a lot of the mindset and personal development. The money wasn't there yet. So I can say, like, I'm a person that I arrived, my mind did, before my money ever did. Because, like, when I was waking up in my mom's house, in my mom and dad's house, some people could be like, man, I hate this. I just need my own, like, don't get me wrong. I had those moments. Like, I had a few breakdowns. But, like, God gave me a place to stay. Who am I to complain? There's people that have it worse than me. So I just believe that I mastered mine, and I want you guys to understand to master mine, because the money will then arrive. Okay. Now, now you have to ask yourself, you guys, what's holding myself back? Is it my skill or is it my mindset? This is something you have to identify, because identification can lead to awareness, and awareness can lead to change. I first had to become, I first had to identify the feelings that I was always upset, I was always angry, I was always depressed, I was always sad, I feel like I had anxiety, right? Then that identification allowed me to become aware of where I was and how I was feeling, right? So the question for you is it your skill set or is it your mindset? Is your pipeline empty or is your mindset negative? Are you somebody that's just super busy, or are you just really not committed? Do you need more training or do you need more belief? Because realignment equals acceleration. When both align, you become unstoppable. So what I mean is when you can align skill set and mindset, you're going to develop an extreme amount of confidence. When you mix consistency with coaching, oh my goodness, you're going to have results. 100%. There's no way around it. And faith with that action, oh, you're doing yourself a favor, honey. Because you can't sustain results with skill alone. That's super important to know. And on this week's challenge, I want you guys to take inventory of one skill you'll master this week, one mindset habit you'll commit to, or one person you'll help get better. I want you to write it down. I want you to lock it in, and I want you to execute on it. Because if you don't do those three things, you're not going to have confidence. Because confidence comes from doing what you said you were going to do the first time. So now you don't have to look in the mirror and like when it's all alone and it's just you and be disappointed in yourself. Don't act like you've never been there before. When it was just you and you're looking in the mirror, I know I have, like, I'm not happy with that. I don't have no confidence. I gotta work on my confidence. No, it's just because I just kept setting goals. I'm gonna go work out. Don't go work out. Now I don't have confidence. I'm gonna eat better, but I don't eat better. So now I don't have confidence. I have a lack of confidence. I say I'm gonna work 6 hours today, but I work 2, and now I don't have confidence. If you do what you said you were going to do the first time, I promise you're going to create a heck of a lot of confidence in your life. And this is what collective prosperity is about. It's about taking inventory. I want you guys to take inventory of where you are right now in your life. All right? We're about building people. We're about strengthening our skill and rooting ourselves in vision and realigning our mindset. I want you guys to understand that together we have to lead. Like, we can't be shallow people on this call. Everybody on this call, we have to go into the deep waters for you to get to your next level. I want to lead together. I want you guys to lead. Lead yourself to victory. I want you to grow yourself to victory, right? I want you to change your change the trajectory of your family tree by just making a decision, right? To decide rhymes with homicide, right? What does homicide mean? What does decide mean, right? So make a decision, decide to cut off. That means if I decide today, I'm going to cut off every other option because we cut it off. Decide rhymes with homicide. And homicide is, oh, there's a homicide, right? But today I'm deciding and I'm going to cut off everything around me that doesn't align with where I want to go. So for you, for me too, I have to ask myself to get to my next level, who do I need to cut off? What is the skill set that I need to master in my next level? Because there's always a never constant, never ending state of improvement mindset that you have to have. So, okay, here we are today. Here we are today, but where are we going tomorrow? And what's the next step? And what skill set and what mindset do I need to deliver? Do I need to grab onto? What do I need to go back and remember? You guys, there's so many things that I heard in 2023 because I was always that girl that was listening. You can't tell me nothing. I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm smart. Right? After all the things I went through, I'm like, you can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna be the smartest person ever. Like, that was me having, what do you call that? Like, you're unhealed, you got trauma over here, like doing things for other people, not really for, that was me like a couple years ago, not anymore. However, I will say that I believe that all of us, me and you guys, like, in order to get to our next level in life, in relationships, and attracting the right people, the quality people in our life, I'd rather have quality over quantity any day. Men on this call, I'm pretty sure you rather have one woman that treats you right over a million women that use you, right? ladies on this call, I'm pretty sure you would much rather have one man that adores you than a whole bunch of these women who, these other men who don't really adore you, right? Like, I'd rather be with one person who I know adores me, loves me for who I am, not for what I can be or who whatever, you know? Like we could go, that's another topic for another day. But all in all, I say that to say like you guys have to go deeper. You have to go deeper. Some of the things that you're going to start doing, people might feel like that's kind of weird. So, like, I remember when I was living at home, my mom and dad would always hear me at like 1 a.m. when I would wake up. Like, if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would go on YouTube and play like Eric Thomas or Eric Worre or Nia. Remember that thing I told you about? Like, when I would go to sleep, I'd play it, and it's like this guy speaking in your ear. It's like, you are a multi-millionaire, you are a seven figure. And it's like one of those sleeping things you listen to when you're sleeping. And it's like he talks so funny. Nia, you're gonna say something.
And yeah, no, I actually still do it now. I was gonna say, you introduced me to it, but I actually go to sleep. That's why I go to sleep listening to things as such because our conscience is still going. So when you're sleeping, it's like, you don't have any distractions to, especially me, like as a mom, to, my son or anything. So you have no distractions with your sleep. Your conscience is still soaking in information. So that's literally what I go to sleep to at night. And then when I wake up in the morning, obviously I do my morning with the Bible, doing my worshiping, and then I kind of start my day. So yes, it definitely works. It's weird at first, but now it's like I can't sleep without doing it. So I'm automatically my son, he thinks it's church. He's like, Mommy, you gonna turn on church? I'm like, yeah, and go to sleep.
Thinking about that, I can only imagine like Nia's her baby's already very smart, but it took somebody else to say this to me to make me be like, oh, wait a second, that is so real. So like when I was growing up, I didn't grow up with like my mom and dad playing like personal development in the car, positive self-talk in the car, like podcasts about how to change your life, become wealthy or whatever. Most of us didn't. But imagine, they say, like if you drive to and from work every single day for a whole week, it's the same universe. And if you play a podcast and educational content in your car, they say it's the same amount of like information as if you went to a Harvard University, whatever it said, something like that. And I didn't say that properly, but it was something along those lines. So imagine us like the one you women and men on this call with kids that are picking up on all those things. So like when King, her son, who's 5, when King, her son, who's 5, turns 10, because everything his mother did and allowed him to be programmed with in the car. Imagine how much of a beast he's going to be, how positive in his self talk he's going to be, how he's going to be like this 10-year-old who believes in himself. Like when I was 10, I didn't have that. We was outside playing on the scooters and playing out by the lake, but our parents weren't exposed, and I'm not mad at them. They didn't have the same amount of resources that we have today. We have technology, we have social media, we have YouTube University, they like to call it, right? So I say all that to say, being in a constant, never-ending state of improvement, you guys, is powerful. You don't want to be the person that's shallow. Shallow people are unattractive people. Let me explain. When I meet a man and he's shallow, he's unattractive. Off red flag. You can't even go deep into waters. You don't want to open up and tell me a little bit about yourself. You're weird. Bye. I need people that are deep. I need people that can go deep into very deep waters with me. I don't want to be a shallow minded person, a small minded person. And I don't want any of you guys on this call to either. So if I allowed you to become aware, to go deeper into the waters, if tonight I was able to open up your mind to say, you're right, I don't want to be a shallow person. If I was able to open up your mind tonight on this call, maybe you're somebody that's super high in skill, but low in mind, or you have a lot of mindset, but you're lacking in your bank, or whatever that looks like for you. I hope that tonight in Collective University, we were able to identify some strings that we can pull on, cut off some, tie some together, and get to where we need to go next. So without further ado, I want to bring some people on. If anybody feels led in their heart or whatever, any leaders on the call, it doesn't matter who you are. If you guys want to unmute, the floor is yours. You know me. Let me see who we got here.
I'll go. How are you?
Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Hi, amazing. Um, First and foremost, I want to say thank you, and I am so proud of you. I have not saw your journey, but I've heard about your journey from, Damon and yourself and different rooms I've been in, listening about how wonderful of a job you're doing and where you've become from. So I'm so proud to be a part of your team. What I took away from this call is that my mind must arrive before my money,
Mm,
and how you can make the money because I've made the money. I've done the things, but you can lose it. Your skill set can get you in a door that your character will make you get out of it, right? So I wasn't a mean person. I'm still not a mean person, but my confidence when I get around people that have like doctor degrees, because those are the rooms that I was walking in, I would shrink, even though I knew my stuff, you know? But because my mind told me that I wasn't good enough to be in that room, it caused me to scale backwards. And so I appreciate all the rooms I've been in thus last 3 weeks. I've been in information overload, but tonight my mind must arrive before my money do,
mm,
because I don't want to lose it this time.
come on.
So thank you.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you. That was beautifully said, Kimberly. Thank you. Wow.
I do just want to piggyback on something that Caitlin was talking about as far as writing down things. So I don't know if y'all can see my book here, but you probably can't. Anywho, I write down affirmations and I write down. I've been a part of Damien's group too, so you guys know that I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. Um, I've been writing this down. You can see it now a little bit since literally the beginning of the year. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I am depositing 35,000 each month in my bank account starting February 2025. And it happened in June. So you guys write it down, make the vision, make it plain, as he say, and it will come. As long as you start planting those seeds and you keep with the consistency and you keep showing up for yourself and you keep doing the same thing. I always say, think of it as a tree. If you get a tree and you keep hitting it all over, right, in different spots, the tree is never going to fall. But if you take the axe and you continue to hit in the same exact spot consistently, what's going to happen to the tree? The tree is going to eventually fall, right? So that's how I kind of think of things. Um, and also think of just the worst thing that you've had happen to you in your life, whatever it is, because everybody has had a worst thing have happened. Myself, um, I've been through some of the same thing like KB with the relationship. I kind of said it a little bit before, but prior to that, King is my miracle baby. So for those who have not known my story, I lost 4 daughters before having my son. So I had 3 miscarriages and a stillbirth daughter. And it took me 10 years to get my son and 2 major surgeries. So don't give up. People would ask me all the time, why you keep taking yourself through this? Why you keep, taking your body through this? Because I prayed to God and God told me that he was going to make me a mom. So I just was obedient, followed through and kept doing what I needed to do. And I was blessed with my son. And so at the end of the day, you cannot give up. You have to keep going. Just think of the worst thing that you've been through and you can get through it. Trust me. Proven true story. That's all I wanted to say.
Girl, tears in my eyes right now. Tears in my eyes. That is so beautiful.
Come on. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Did you guys hear that? Like, whew. That's amazing. Um, Never give up. Never stop believing. Like, you've already made it through the most hardest time in your life. Like, you've already made it through the most challenging thing in your life already. You have. So if you can make it through that, what makes you think I can't make it to the other side? Amazing. I got tears going down my eyes. Sorry.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I just wanted to kind of share that, like, because a lot of people don't know. I talk about it a little bit, and if you follow me on some of my social media, you may see it, but I don't really talk about it. But now I'm more, open to talking about it just because it helps other people. But anytime I'm having any challenges, that's what I think about. That's why I always say, like, I've been through the worst of the worst. There's nothing else that I can't defeat. I can't. There's nothing else I can't come over. Like I came over that. I definitely in the midst of going through an abusive relationship as well. So you can definitely do what you put your mind to. You can definitely, if you want to do it and you take the steps, you can do it. You can definitely do it.
Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. That is a beautiful. Bradley, Jaden, Aaliyah, I see all you guys have your camera on. Did you guys want to unmute, say anything? It's okay if not. I know I kind of called you out last minute. Oh my goodness, you guys. Tonight's been amazing. This call was phenomenal. I'm so excited that we got to come together, Collective University. This is what I want these calls to be about. Every single Sunday at 8, we're going to be switching it up. It's not going to just be a call like to learn how to sell life insurance. We'll have some of those calls though, for sure. But I really want you guys to, grow in other areas and have understandings and maybe awareness, or maybe it's just something like one thing. Maybe you already knew all the stuff like I said, or you've already heard it before, but maybe I said like one specific statement that really allowed you to say wow, and be able to now on tomorrow say, you know what, I can have a different breakthrough this week just because of that one thing. And I'm excited for us to grow. I'm excited for us to uh I'm excited for us to get to the next level on every single area, because I do know that each and every single one of us are here for a reason. Each and every single one of us want to make this work for ourselves, want to grow in mindset, want to grow in spirit, want to grow in relationships, want to grow in our energy, because we understand that we can attract way more than we have right now. So it's such a blessing. It's such an honor. We have a question. What was title of today's session? Your skill set pays you, your mindset sustains you. Skill set pays you, mindset sustains you. Tonight's session. So let's make it to the other side, you guys. Let's get to it on every level of our life: financial, physical, mental, spiritual, energetically, in our relationships. Let's do it in every area. I'm excited to see where we go, and I'm excited to see you guys again next Sunday for a Collective University. Hope you guys have a great evening.